What is up, Aquarius? It's your girl Keli coming straight at you out of Boston for the Queen Tarot B. Yes, I'm in my bed. Yes, it's a mess. Yes, I slept rough last night, but I am here. Yes, I look rough and I don't care. I didn't feel like getting cute for anybody. Sorry. Anyways, so Aquarius, you haven't gotten a reading in a while, and I apologize. I can't help what my body does. It's got a mind of its own. So I'm finally back, and I've decided if I can't get out of my bed, then I will bring my work to my bed. So this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascending, Mercury, Mars, Venus, and wherever you may have placement that it applies to. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If it's not your story, it's not your story. It is a general reading, so keep that in mind. Anybody who's cross-watching, welcome. We like cross-watchers here. You are always welcome, and if you don't know what that means, you can feel free to drop a comment below, and we'll help you out. Also, if you need to get a hold of me, all of my information is in the box below. Please note, though, I am using a new deck, and it's very in your face. So I'm not going to do too much showing it because it's very, it kind of assaults your face. It's beautiful, but it's very powerful, we'll just say. And with that in mind, I will get started, but I will be clarifying with a little bit easier deck for you guys to look at that has symbolization on it that's not as, well, it is called the Starman Tarot. It's very complicated to read and also to look at times. It's very bright and expressive and strange, but it helps me. I channel multi-messages. So it helps me, but it probably won't help you guys. So with that, let's get to it. The first thing I'm feeling for you guys this month is, and it's weird because everyone seems to be getting some readings in regards to their workplace. And I'm getting the feeling for Aquarius, like I'm being told, don't do it. If you're investing in something or something, a friend is wanting to go into business with you or they're wanting you to spend your money, don't do it. Or if there's an offer that sounds too good to be true or a promotion that sounds too good to be true, don't do it. I see it causing you monetary losses and financial losses. So keep that in mind. This is not a joke. It's not something you want to get into. It's something that you could lose everything over that probably isn't legal. So keep that in mind. And if you come across any of that, stay away from it. Right now it's showing me, though, that you guys have a true love and you're just, it's like you're at a point where that true love is now yourself right now. I bet you weren't expecting that. It's like you've closed the cycle with bad relationships and you're trying to make a new cycle for yourself. You're not willing to take a chance on anything that you used to. That's an amazing lesson to learn. With this, we've got the Sacred Clown, which is typically the Fool. But in this deck, he's the trickster. And in my nationality, the trickster is not good. The trickster is often around to cause problems, kind of like devil behavior. And it can cause havoc, believe me. If you've got a trickster around you, you'll know it. Things will disappear. If you need to get into that more, and it is something that you do have a dark energy around you, please contact me. I can help you get rid of it. But this is the Fool in reverse. And the Fool oftentimes doesn't take that leap right off the cliff. He stops and something seems wrong with the offer. And so he doesn't take that leap. And this time you're not taking that leap because you're busy with the Ace of Cups, loving yourself. I told you it was kind of a trip to look at. Yeah, it's very trippy to look at. So take a good look at this while you can. Sorry, I know it's kind of shaky, but can't help that either. And with that, you have the World. So you're in a cycle of self-love right now. You're in a cycle of loving who you are and coming to terms with who you are and loving yourself. And so it's a very beautiful thing when you fall in love with yourself finally. And you start to put up boundaries and you love yourself enough to learn to let go. It's an amazing moment when you realize your self-worth and that you don't have to tolerate any of the ish that people give you. Yes. And I feel like a lot of you are having that moment of learning to love yourself again. You're coming into that Queen of Swords energy. That Queen of Swords energy is all about getting rid of anything that really doesn't suit you, anything that doesn't bring you closer to your divine destiny, anything that doesn't bring you closer to your heart's desire, to your living your best life. And you're pulling in the softer energy of the two. You're not pulling in the king, you're pulling in the queen. So it tells me that you may be in your emotions about some things too, which is odd for you because typically when things get a little weird for you, you're able to detach from your emotions and look at it logically. You are a logical sign. Aquarius thinks very logically with their head, and they're not much in their emotions and their heart. And so you guys think logically about how something can be, what's the word I'm looking for? How something can be an investment in your long-term future rather than, and don't take this the wrong way, like a relationship, it can be an investment. You know, it's not just something that you're putting time and feelings into, you're also putting money into, you're putting everything you have into. And so you view that also as an investment. And now you're willing to invest in yourself. You finally hit the moment where you realize your self-worth. The question I asked myself when I realized it was, look at all the time I wasted. Can I ever get it back? The answer is no, guys. The answer is no. So all the time you spend not loving yourself and staying with people that aren't good for you is time you could have spent loving yourself. And by the time you realize it, it's so late in life. Keep that in mind. For those of you who aren't understanding that message and are struggling with that, you may want to have a personal reading. Information's in the box below. You guys are really building yourself a solid foundation in regards to that love you have for yourself and what you're setting the bar for, the standards for, and the ways you will be treated and the ways that you won't. It kind of feels like, yeah, I probably should have done this before I got on here, guys, but sorry. I kind of live my life with you guys, and it's about that time. You guys are really building a foundation in what you find acceptable. And you're finding that people who lie and sneak and cheat and steal and whatever it is they do that's got that devilish, negative, toxic energy to it is something you no longer want to tolerate or want in your life. Sorry, it's a handful. Hey, I'm still here, so I don't want to hear anybody. I'm going to take my handful of pills if I have to. What you're tolerating is so much less. You're not tolerating this behavior of the way people date these days. You're not tolerating. I feel like some of you literally, I can hear you at a date. I hear a female woman and you're just going house on this dude. And you literally either dumped a drink on him and walked out or dumped something on him and walked out, maybe the bill. You were just taking no ish, giving no quarter. Still that whole swearing thing on here. They're demonetizing me even without swearing. So I'm like, whatever. I have to keep fighting and winning on every video. I don't really understand what's happening. You're really just, the minute somebody behaves in a way that you dislike, you are cutting them off. We've got, yeah, the 8 of Wands here. Communication dead in the water. The minute somebody mistreats you, you are getting up and walking out, and good for you. No one ever has the right to mistreat you. They are not allowed to mistreat you. And the moment you realize that and stand up for yourself, guys, is the moment you will realize your life can be so much different. Just remember what I said about not getting time back. So if you're having struggles and realizing self-worth, you may want to think about what I'm saying. I'm old. I think I would know by now. I think I learned something in this life. Yeah. There's just false offers of bullish type of offers that people are trying to give you, trying to balance you and someone else, and you're just not hearing it. or making promises they don't intend to keep to get what they need from you, and you're just not hearing it. You're coming out of that fighting stance with people. You're just done. It's like, okay, either you treat me this way or, and I don't think you guys are being unreasonable. I honestly think that you're being reasonable. You're asking for the basic respects. You're asking for basic respects that any person would ask for. So if you're questioning yourself because you feel guilty about putting up boundaries, don't question yourself. You're asking for basic respect that anyone would get. If I were you, the girl who I heard in the date, I would have walked out too. If you're going through something and you feel that that person is just not living up to your standard, you don't owe them an explanation. You don't have to communicate with them what the problem is. They already know. I'm sorry, but any grown person, don't try to tell me, but any grown person knows when they are mistreating another human being. I don't care who you are. When you are mistreating somebody, you know about it. You don't need me to explain. Best believe that. You don't need to explain. They know. So if they're making those promises that they can't keep, or they're treating you in a way that's disrespectful in public, or just disrespectful in general, why do you have to stay there? Get up, tell them all about themselves, and be out. What do I always say, guys? Bye, Felicia. Give them the Barbie wave. See you later. That moment when you realize you don't have to explain yourself at all. This 8 of Wands in reverse, you could just cut communication and block people, will save you so much drama, so much toxicity, and so much time. Time. Your time is valuable. It's worth something. Spending time with people like this is wasting money and time. You could be doing something else. For that much, if you're going to be mistreated, go and volunteer somewhere that you'll be happy. Helping other people. Volunteer for the veterans. Volunteer somewhere. I'd rather spend my time volunteering and helping people than sitting around listening to somebody like this. Yeah, and I feel like this person is harsh and rude toward you. It's like the only time they're nice to you is when they want something. Don't feel bad about cutting that off. Don't feel bad about cutting that off. It's showing me that this person is in the 6 of Pentacles. They want to be give and take until they get what they want. That Princess of Swords. Princess of Swords always has another agenda. It's not just, I'm going to hang out here until, no, it's I'm going to hang out here because I'm waiting to get information. I'm going to hang out here because I'm waiting to get money, or I'm waiting to get something from you. With the 10 of Wands, this person becomes a burden. You don't need this. That is why I'm glad to see this. This lesson of not taking a chance on anything but true love, and that true love is for yourself. Aquarius, how amazing are you right now? Who's better than you? Really? That is the hardest lesson to learn. So for those of you that are completely like, from my deck, I'm going to clarify with Renata Lechner's Arcanum Tarot, which is my favorite deck ever. But for some reason, I needed a deck that would bring in multiple messages at the same time. You guys do have a hint of negative energy around you, some of you. It may not be just this person, or your intolerance for the way people are acting. I feel like there's like I started having a pain in my back as soon as I started reading you guys. So I almost feel like there's somebody that's stabbing you in the back. Like my back started cramping right here. If you guys noticed, I was sitting here with my fist in it for a reason. I feel like you've been backstabbed. You may or may not know it yet. I don't want to feel the physicalities of this. This is crazy. So with that being said, I really think that you learned the hardest lesson that there is to learn. I'll clarify a little bit here, but this is one of the hardest lessons one learns in their lifetime. And going through this is not easy. Going through setting the boundaries. Aha, I see you. Going through setting boundaries and getting rid of these old hurts. Setting boundaries and getting rid of things that you no longer will tolerate or put up with. You're done holding on to things that keep you back. And that Three of Swords has been holding you back for a very long time. I feel like this is a hurt that goes way back, and it's probably altered the state of every relationship you've ever had, and you may not even realize it until right now. Not reading all those, guys. I feel like this relationship was very significant and altered how you saw relationships from there on out, and you really didn't live up to your self-worth. Maybe too nice, generally letting people walk on you, or not knowing how to express yourself in the right ways to people, which may have gotten you hurt. What messages do you have for Aquarius collectively? They're jumping. Oh my God, I'm going to fall off the bed. Yeah, I see people here. For those of you that are female, there's a male here that definitely influenced the way you saw things. Definitely influenced the way that you reacted in situations after you were with them. This person definitely mistreated you. It was a long-term relationship, possibly a marriage. I definitely see a very sharp person, very by the law, very serious. But then the other half of them is like everything opposite of what that is. A liar, a cheater, sneaky, had all kinds of options that you didn't know about. And then for you guys, I see a female here that was all about the money. All about the money. You may have loved this person, but they didn't show that love in return. And that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys for this month. I'm proud of you. Keep doing the work you're doing. I love you guys, and I hope that you stay out of trouble. You know the routine. Information in the box below. If you need to get a hold of me, and that's your girl Kelly coming straight at you for the Queen Tarot Beat in Boston. I will catch you on the flip. Bye, guys.